Imagine this, late 19th century, Britain. Aristocrats still live in grand estates, but money? Running dry, castles are crumbling, servants leaving, and the only thing left? Titles. Meanwhile, in America, it's the Golden Age. Wealth is booming, especially among Southern heiresses whose families made fortunes from plantations and trade, but they're missing one thing: a title. Enter her, Consuelo, a woman who saw the gap and filled it. She became the bridge between bankrupt lords and rich daughters of America. And for her, it wasn't just business, it was survival. She came from a wealthy background: Cuban roots, sugar plantations, a life split between New Orleans and New York. Her father was a diplomat, her mother a Southern heiress. They had mansions, they had money. But New York high society never truly let them in. Southern wealth didn't impress people born into power. You had to come from the right drawing room. And Consuelo knew it. In 1875, she met Kim. That was his nickname. His real name, George Victor Drogo Montague, Viscount Mandeville, young British aristocrat, heir to the Duke of Manchester, elegant name, great posture, noble blood, but flat broke. No real money, just promissory notes, loans to be paid only after his father's death. This was how British nobles stayed afloat. Live large now. Someone dies later, debts disappear. Kim came to America looking for a wealthy bride and found Consuelo. She was dazzling. That Southern accent, charm, freedom in her voice, a mix of American spark and European grace. He liked that. She liked his title. She knew money wouldn't get her fully accepted. But if she became a viscountess, a duchess one day, that was a ticket to the top. He proposed. Her father agreed and gave a dowry, £200,000. Today, that's tens of millions. The wedding was massive. New York stood still. Fifth Avenue was jammed with carriages. Some said it was the city's first traffic jam. Consuelo in white, Kim in a sharp suit. The crowd was elite. Then, England, the social season. Balls, receptions, elegance everywhere. Consuelo lit up the room. Her accent, her wit, her presence captivated everyone. Even the Duke of Portland wrote that she charmed all of London. But the fairy tale ended quickly. Kim didn't settle down. Within a year, he returned to his old flame, an actress, not exactly refined, but familiar, and soon the affairs started stacking up. His father, desperate, sent them off to a remote Irish castle, Castle Tandragee. Thought isolation might bring calm. Didn't work. Back in London, Kim continued his spree. Gambling, parties, infidelity, living lavishly on Consuelo's money. By 1883, the dowry was gone. They fled to New York. Creditors were everywhere, yet still, lavish parties. One ball in their honor was so extravagant it made headlines. But behind closed doors, the marriage was collapsing. Divorce back then? Nearly impossible, especially for noble women. Admitting infidelity, shameful, society would exile her. Kim eventually left for good, moving in with his mistress. Consuelo was alone. No husband, no protection, no fortune. But she didn't break. She still played the banjo, told sharp jokes, and charmed everyone. Aristocrats invited her to their homes. Even the Prince of Wales, the future Edward VII, admired her spirit. Queen Alexandra, too. Consuelo found a new purpose. She became a matchmaker, connecting rich American girls with desperate British nobles. She curated pairings, gave advice, hosted strategic social events. And yes, she was compensated. In jewelry, money, prestige, enough to stay afloat. She knew how to work a room. Who to introduce to whom, where to be seen, Newport, New York, London. But then came a twist. Her goddaughter, Consuelo Vanderbilt, was marrying the Duke of Marlborough. A perfect match, on paper. Yet Consuelo didn't support it. Maybe she sensed it wouldn't bring happiness. Then tragedy struck. In 1890, her father-in-law died. Kim became Duke, which made her Duchess of Manchester. But by then, he was sick, bankrupt, disgraced. The mistress had left him. Consuelo took care of him until he died in 1892. In 1895, her daughter Maria died. In 1900, her second daughter Alice passed too. 2 daughters, gone, in just a few years. It was devastating, but fate had more in store. 2 years before her husband's death, Consuelo inherited $2 million from her brother. It changed everything. She was independent again, commissioned a tiara from Cartier, not just for beauty, but a symbol, a way to reclaim her dignity. She made peace with her daughter-in-law, Helena, even hosted royalty, King Edward VII and Tsar Nicholas II. Unexpected guests, but she handled it with grace. She played bridge, never for money, always sharp, always elegant. With age came a fuller figure, but never a faded presence. She died in 1909 at 56. Left behind $2.5 million and a trust to keep it out of her son's careless hands. That trust became known as the Manchester Clause, a clever legal move to protect family wealth from ruin. To her grandson, she left a fortune. To her granddaughters, jewels and charity funds. To Queen Alexandra, a diamond bracelet as thanks. As for the legendary tiara, her son pawned it. His wife lost all claim to it after their divorce. The court named her grandson, 10th Duke of Manchester, the only rightful heir. In time, the castles were sold, the jewels auctioned, the legacy faded. But Consuelo remains, not just as a duchess, but as a survivor. A woman who learned to play by high society's rules and beat it at its own game.